All right, what's up, guys? So there's this video, this story, I guess this guy is going to talk about that's going around and pretty popular. Now, I'll take everything with a grain of salt, but it seems like, let's say, the woman that he's talking about, well, she's deleted or privated all her social media, so could be true, whatnot. But it's an interesting story, so I figured let's listen to it together.
This is the story of me agreeing to get an older woman pregnant and then her trying to ruin my life. When I was 23, I had a one-night stand with a girl from my hometown named Maria. We both knew it was nothing more than that, and we didn't speak after. Several months later, I received a text from her saying that she hadn't been lucky in love and she wanted a baby before it was too late. So she asked if I would get her pregnant and I wouldn't have to bear any responsibility, like a sperm donor. I considered it and I first thought no, but after some time to think about it, I thought it'd be the right thing to do for someone struggling.
It's never a good thing. I had someone talked about it to me too. I had that long time ago. Long time ago. Someone I'm not saying like it was older, but someone asked that, and I was like, that sounds just so risky. It's honestly so risky, and the logistics, I mean, it was too risky. I think it wasn't. It would not have been a good idea.
So we filled out an ironclad agreement, and basically wouldn't be responsible at all. A while later, she told me she was ovulating, and then a few weeks after that, she told me she was pregnant and it had worked. I went back to California for work, and we didn't speak after that. Unbeknownst to me, she contacted my family behind my back and invited them to the baby shower. They then began getting dinner or whatever regularly, and as she got to know my parents started encouraging me to be in the baby's life, and once I found out it was a little girl, I thought it was the right thing to do. I flew home to be there for the birth, and I got a tattoo of our daughter's middle name before she was born. After our daughter was born, Maria wanted us to be together and be a family, and when I said I didn't want to do that, she wouldn't let me see my daughter. My main source of income at the time was the Airbnb that I owned, and she said this a few months after she was born. I felt bad, so I let her move in for several months, rent-free. Once she moved out, she told me this: I've never done anything to warrant supervised visits, but I agreed to keep the peace. I would come home as often as I could to see our daughter, and
Hmm. There's an Asian woman. He definitely is getting attached to her. See? Definitely attached.
things were usually okay when I was there. These are all from her Facebook. One Halloween, I didn't want to wear matching costumes with Maria, so she wouldn't let me see my daughter for a while. And when our daughter was being baptized, I drove a 14-hour round trip from Nashville to attend. And because I didn't want to see Maria the night before, she didn't allow me to come to the baptism at all.
This is the thing, right? Women talk about this constantly. Um, Women talk about this constantly. The manipulation, the power gap, older women, younger man, and you think that it can't happen to men. It can't happen to men, really? And women don't do it to men. Women don't manipulate men. Women don't use their, I don't know. It's not. I want to say power, but it's like, your, I guess your older influence and manipulate younger people, i.e., a younger man. An older woman manipulating a younger man. Yeah. Oh yeah, women don't do it.
Soon after this, she served me with child support, saying that our original contract wasn't valid because our daughter didn't have a social security number yet. And I didn't fight her on it. I didn't have the time. I was living away. I ended up paying her $10,000.
And that's the thing, right? Because he's a younger man, and supposedly didn't have the time. It's like, seriously, this is your livelihood. This is your future. That you're not fighting on. That's why a younger man. No surprise that he's easier to manipulate than he's easier to manipulate by an older woman. No surprise there.
Up front and $750 a month. I was able to move home soon after that, and I began seeing our daughter regularly. Everything was going really well until I got a girlfriend. Even though she had a boyfriend who was regularly around our daughter, she said that my girlfriend couldn't be around our daughter. I was able to get our daughter for an afternoon, and Maria asked what I was doing. I told her that I was with my girlfriend and we were at Lowe's together. She freaked out. I said I'd bring her daughter back to her as soon as we were done, but instead Maria drove to Lowe's, apparently called my dad, and was running up and down the aisle screaming. I don't know what actually happened, but she was freaking out, just blowing up my phone, thinking she was in danger. And keep in mind, my girlfriend is a mom as well as a nurse. Our daughter was never in any danger. When I offered Maria and my girlfriend to get to know each other so they'd be comfortable, with my daughter being around, she immediately said no and called my girlfriend a word that rhymes with chore and refused to get to know her. Maria then made a public post saying that I was a deadbeat dad and that I hadn't seen our daughter in weeks. Here I am with our daughter just a few days prior to this post. I also left my best friend's bachelor party a day early so I could be home for Father's Day, and she still wouldn't allow me to see her. She even said this to my grandmother. She had her friends comment mean things on my girl.
Yeah, it's too much. I'm not really feeling like reading, but you probably saying bad stuff.
Girlfriend's social media multiple times, even though my girlfriend has never been anything but nice to Maria. Because Maria tends to do this, I want to make sure that she doesn't twist the story and make it seem like I abandoned our daughter.
Ooh. I just noticed this. And your grandson puts his thing in anything that walks because he's reckless or doesn't know what he was going to get himself into. So anything that walks is pretty much her. Yes, I guess he really didn't know what he was getting into. That was foolish of him. So the next poor girl who gets pregnant by him, are you going to say, well, your actions have consequences? When he decides to be absent from the child's life too, please do not come at me. I don't care to hurt any of your feelings anymore. Okay, bye. This is a thing where men really need to be careful with who they impregnate. And I mean, if you guys are not new here, you guys have heard of my baby mama situation. So I've been there. I've done that. The stupidity. That's why I'm not chastising him, but it's like that's the thing. Women can and have ruined men's lives. It's not. Let's not believe in the propaganda. Oh, men ruin women's lives. Like men are terrible. It's always men. No, women have destroyed plenty of men's lives. Women have made plenty of men's lives horrible and hard and difficult. Like making it difficult to see your own child will 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 just turn off a lot of men to wanting to see their child. Even though they do, but this is the thing what women can't understand. Mental health is important. So the uphill battle just to see your child when it shouldn't be hard to be in your child's life. Yet when someone is making it hard to be in your child's life, there comes to a point where there's a breaking. There's a breaking point where what are you gonna do? When someone does not allow you to see your child, you constantly fight for it. There's a point where it's an uphill battle. Like, why am I still fighting for it when what's the point? I can't even see my child. So a lot of men just give up, and I sympathize for it. Men that try, but there's no results, they can't get it done. Well, there's only a certain amount because honestly, it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be made hard. Men shouldn't need to try. It should already be there. If he wants to, he should be getting time with his kids. Because here's the men that want to be a part of their children's life, and yet you make it difficult, and then you expect men to not give up.
And make it seem like I abandoned our daughter. I I recently found out that our daughter isn't mine. I don't know who the dad is, but I've had 2 paternity tests done.
And that's the insanity. The money he spent, the effort he wasted, the time he wasted, the mental the mental strain he had to suffer to only find out that his kid is not his, that she's a liar. And this is the thing where men say why paternity tests are so important. Literally, like, she probably, and this is a woman that, probably does it with a plenty of men. She found a innocent, naive young man, and she tricked him into being the provider, being the one who paid for child support. She tricked him into it. She tricked him into being the person who could be there for her daughter until probably she found another man that she could, I don't know, hook in.
And they both say this. I believed Maria when she told me that I was the only possible father. The situation was weird, but I was always happy to be a dad. I knew that Maria already knew she was pregnant. She had to have when she asked me to get her pregnant. I didn't think that was something that someone would lie about to another human being.
And that's the thing. Women always think that, oh, no one would lie about that, or I wouldn't. But this is the thing. No, there are men that don't think that any woman would lie about it. And then to find out, boom, women have lied about it. This is the thing where a lot of women can't sympathize with men's situation because, in all honesty, a lot of women don't care. A lot of women don't care about the issues that men face. A lot to majority of women don't care. A lot of men don't even care, let alone, of course, women wouldn't. So, but this is why there are men that are fighting for this issue. There are men that are recognizing the problems, and yes, they bring it up. It hurts. It may hurt certain women that, oh, why would he distrust me? But here's the thing: you have to be understanding that this shit does happen. It happens to a lot of people. Happens to a lot of men. Yes, it feels like a distrust. It feels like a slight. It feels like a slap in the face. But this is the part where hopefully it's understanding. Where only women know. Only women have the peace of mind that this kid is yours because it literally comes out of you. Men don't have that luxury. Men don't have the luxury of 100% knowing that this kid is his. Even though he could trust you, even though he could love you, even though he knows you love him, even though he thinks you love him, yet this is a story that is very old. It's as old as time. That surprise, surprise, women cheat because women do. Women do cheat. Surprise, surprise, women have children by other men and say it's the men that they love, right? It's have children by men that they are cheating on or sleeping around with, and then saying it's actually no, it's your child instead. It happens. This is where understanding comes on, where empathy, sympathy, like where you want to reassure the man that you love that you didn't cheat, that you are 100% faithful. Because the sad reality is that, and being naive, well, people cheat. Women do cheat. Not just men. Women cheat as well. Surprise, surprise, women also lie. Not just men. Even though you can trust your partner 100%. But here's the thing. The chance that, and I did a video too of an older man maybe in his 60s or something, 60s, 70s, finding out that his 2 adult sons are not his. Women can never understand the heartbreak that a man goes through, the world-shattering heartbreak the man goes through when he finds out that his kids that he's loved for all of their life, that he supported for all of their life, they weren't his. They're not his. Let alone that the woman that he loved, the woman that he supported, the woman that he cared for, the woman that he tried to be the best husband, best man he can be for. She cheated on him. It, that's the thing where yes, like can't be surprised. Oh, she's like, oh, I love you. You're the best. All these things that all women say in relationships, and then still find out that they cheated. Still find out that these kids aren't yours. So that's the thing where women seem to not be able to understand. It's if you actually love your man, actually care, well, this should be part of it.
Not only to me, but my entire family as well. Everybody's distraught about this. Maria, I allowed you to paint me as the villain and you as the victim for years to keep peace, but I hope you know that the only victim here is your child. This is the story.
So I think it was interesting. I thought it was interesting, and again, I said this already that take it with a grain of salt. Videos online, you don't know it's 100% true or not. But nothing in life is original, in my opinion. There is all these supposed skits, supposed stories, whatever. They are happening to someone in this world. So this is not whether this is happening to this man or not. Who cares? But it is true that shit like this does happen. 100% it does happen. That is what you need to take away from. That is what you need to realize. That is why that's why you shouldn't be naive to what happens in the world. So, yeah, I thought it was an interesting story. It's going, it's going around. People really eating it up, loving the story. You know, the craziness of that story. So, yeah. His name is Brett Fairley. So it's interesting. Interesting story. What do you guys think?